These days, work is in trouble. We've outsourced most of our manufacturing to other countries. And with that, we sent away good jobs and our capability to make things. American Giant is a clothing company that's pushing back against this tide. They make all kinds of high-quality clothing and activewear, like sweatshirts, jeans, dresses, jackets, and so much more, right here in the USA. So when you buy American Giant, you create jobs in towns and cities across the country. And jobs bring pride, purpose. They stitch people together. If all that sounds good to you, visit American-Giant.com and get 20% off your first order when you use code STAPLE20 at checkout. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com with promo code STAPLE20.
O'Reilly! Shop Superstart Premium, Extreme, or Platinum batteries at O'Reilly Auto Parts and get up to a $15 gift card after rebate. O-Reward members can also get a $5 reward with their battery purchase. For power, performance, and reliability, choose Superstart. Only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back here to Kickin It With Knuble, episode 8. Mike, happy Halloween. We're back. Flyers are kind of buzzing a little bit. A couple of wins in these past couple of games, and I'm dressed up for Halloween here. So get ready for this one.
Not sure what you are exactly, but my gut is telling me you look like if Molson Labatt's sponsors like a big pond hockey tournament in the winter time, and it's might be a little warm. You might be like in the Rocky Mountains, and your it's now too fat for your helmet. You kind of got some glasses on because it's bright. Big fan of USA hockey. Yeah. So it looked like operate hockey game.
Yeah, I'm wearing my 1980 Lake Placid jersey.
Yeah, sitting outside by the campfire talking about the game that you lost 12, how you had 4 goals, 5 assists.
Exactly.
Nobody's keeping track but you. You're that guy.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
Guy.
Yeah. I'm the guy that hits the crossbar on an empty net. Kind of thing. So
Yeah.
but lots to talk about here, Mike. In terms of the Flyers and outside of me looking like an ass. The past couple of games have been pretty good. They had the win against Minnesota. I called it on the last episode. I basically said that they were just going to score a lot of goals, and they did. They scored, what is it? I think 12 in their last 3. They scored 8 in their previous 4, so they're definitely been scoring more.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that came from the game on Saturday, Minnesota, when we talked, we also recorded before the Wednesday Capitals game. Then I ended up doing a little insert into the middle of the last pod too. So people did hear some stuff about that game too. So basically we're going off that Caps game and then into the weekend and all. But Flyers do play tonight. They play St. Louis as we're recording this. Obviously this will come out first. Past couple of games, again, like I said, they've been pretty good. Like they've had some good moments. They finally got a win on Saturday. They won 2 of their last 3. I think the biggest thing from Saturday was just like an exhale. It was like, all right, now we're finally starting to score. And they finally started getting some goals. And, Sean Couturier with a hat trick, 5-point game. Travis Konechny with 5 points. Michkov had 2. I think that was a 3 or 4 game point streak for Michkov going into that one. So just a good game. I mean, they had to score 7 to win one and with an empty netter, but just a good way to kind of start, the past couple of games and just kind of get off on a good note.
Yeah, it's just like taking a breath, right? And it's kind of like getting back into town and just kind of trying to settle into like a real season, right? And I think as a player, sometimes you get started in the season and sometimes things aren't going well and you're like, God, why is this so hard? And you wonder like, what, did we forget how to play here a little bit? Or are we not good enough? And then, you have a good game and, at home you get that, you score 7 and some guys have some big nights and kind of can get the weights off their, off their back a little bit. You give up 5, but sometimes, it doesn't matter. It feels really good to score 7, and it's kind of prove the point like, hey, even in the room, it's we can score 7. At the end of the day, you just got to beat them by 1, right? So
exactly.
Win's a win. Doesn't matter if it's whatever the score is. You're happy to score 7, and so it's it's good in front of the fans. Score So exciting, a little excitement, a little something to talk about. Scored 12 goals combined in the game, and then 7 are for the good guys. So it's certainly I know how those we all been in those games, and it's you can feel it at the start of the game. Okay, after 10 minutes of the game, you're like, okay, this one's finishing 7-6, and so
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. It was 6-5 until an empty netter. Coots get a hat trick there on the empty netter. So um, still feels good to feels real good to score 7. Sometimes.
Exactly. Especially when you like I said, they had 8 goals in their last 4. They got shut out the first game at home. They only scored 1 the other game. That was the third home game of the season. You wanted to score for the fans, and it was 2-0 Flyers in the first 4 minutes of the game. You're like, all right, this is going to be a very high scoring game. We're actually going to get some goals here. So definitely good to get a win too. A couple other things have kind of gone on. Mike, the other day I put a tweet out that was kind of just talking about the team so far. This was on I believe Sunday night. So this was before the Bruins game. And basically what I said was that there's been 4 things right now that have kind of hurt them. In pretty much each game, you can kind of dissect it any way you want, but 4 of these things have pretty much happened in really every game so far. The only game it hasn't happened is the Boston game, which I'll talk about in a minute. This kind of transitions into that. The 4 things are bad goaltending, bad team defense, playing from behind, and having flat second periods. If you look at any one of these games, and obviously you played a long time in the NHL, those are things that you just can't have. Like it was either you were having bad team defense and you weren't getting saves, or you were just having goals that just couldn't go in, and then goals that were like, whether it was Urson, Fedotov, Kolosov, whoever was in net, either one of them should have had it. Playing from behind, I think they scored the first goal after the Minnesota game. I think it was 4 times going into the year, and then it ended up being 5. So they've kind of been a little bit better with that recently. And then flat second periods, like that was the biggest thing. Going into the Boston game, they were a negative 13 goal differential in the second period, outscored 19-6. So second periods were bad, goaltending was bad, and it all kind of came together the other night. But the recipe for the rest of the season is just you've played 10 games, and now you're going into game 11 tonight against the Blues. Erase all those, and they finally the other night looked like the Boston game. They kind of could elevate from that a little bit.
Yeah, certainly those 4 things are things that are key, to your team.
Yeah.
And, you can talk about each one, but goaltending's goaltending. Obviously, there's a lot of and Torch kind of touched on that at the beginning of the season, that he wasn't made him feel a little bit anxious. It's kind of coming to fruition a little bit. It's been around a long time. You've seen how it's going to set up before. If teams are not playing great defense in front of the goalies are the ones that kind of take the abuse and kind of shows up in their numbers. They're not real thrilled about the quality of chances given up in front of them, and that can start not only defensemen again take a lot of the heat for that, but is a 5-man effort on the ice, and a lot of bad defensive play starts 200 feet away from you down at the other end with either a bad forecheck, lazy back checking, or a bad, F3 being a high forward getting lost, and all of a sudden there's a rush against. So everybody's on the hook for that. The D and goalies kind of take the brunt there. Chasing games, that's a bad feeling as a player. It's really tiring too, and it wears on you. And it's like, chasing a game, sometimes it's not there, right? So offensively, if your offense isn't there and you're still up 1 or 2-0 and your offense isn't great, you can still defend really well and win the game, But if you're down 1 or 2-0 and your offense isn't there, and it doesn't matter how much you defend more, we got to find some offense to go win the game. It's a lot harder to dial up every night, especially a team that has been going through a period of being goal challenged. Certainly gets very difficult and taxing on the players. And then it kind of gets you thinking a little bit more, and it gets a little bit more frustrating. It's a little bit harder to, it starts to wear on you a little bit more versus having the lead, and maybe you're bad at holding leads, or something like that, losing games that way. You can live with that. You can make some adjustments. Those are less taxing. You can kind of fine tune those, but chasing that offense in when it isn't there is extremely daunting and very taxing. And then the second period thing they touched on, I don't know. That's hard to say. You'd really have to look at changes, or are puck management? Are those pucks not getting in deep? Are guys making bad changes? Is it just a lull in the game?
I think it's the lull in the
Yeah,
game.
I played on teams where second period's sort of weird. I don't know what that is. That's really hard. Coach has been
Yeah.
trying to forever put a finger on that. Why are we bad on second period? I mean, you can really look at changes, and because that would be the first thing that stick out. Or are we managing the puck? And I don't know what we're doing after the first period. If why we have this big come down in our emotion and our ability. I mean, it's a 17-minute period break. I mean, we can't really like lose the air in our tires that much. We've got to figure out ways as pros to make sure we're still, after a 17-minute pause, we've got still something that, we're going to come out and be able to produce a good effort. So good question there. I think coach has battled that one since the start of time here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, seriously. And especially too, because it just seems like, and I think you're right with the lull. I think that's probably the biggest thing from it is just they get in the second period and they just look like you're just like trying to see like you're just poking someone to see if they're still there. You know what I mean? Like there's just nothing there. And I think that's been the biggest thing. As for playing from behind, they fixed that the other night, scored the first goal against the Bruins, held on to that. The team defense and the goaltending, like obviously, like you're still gonna have breakdowns and just kind of like broken plays in your own end, right? But they weren't getting the saves, and they actually got a lot of the saves the other night from Urson. It was a 2-0 win in Boston. Before that, Kolosov made his NHL debut against the Canadiens. And now I think the biggest thing is, they kind of have the 3 goalie system. They kind of don't. Torts kind of said today that they were essentially kind of going with Kolosov now instead of Fedotov. So pretty early, Fedotov loses the net, Fedotov, whatever. He ends up losing the net. And now you have Kolosov. And I was curious what they were going to do with the 3 goalie system. Now it doesn't look like they're doing that. I am a little shocked, though, that after only one game, they're kind of going with Kolosov. I mean, he didn't necessarily play great in that one, and they still had the same issues, but it's one game, and you're already saying that this kid's, got the net. Does that for you? Is that a little odd or no?
I don't know. I think everything's a bit of a slow start. Things get pushed forward, right? And so,
Yeah.
those are goalies. I don't know. You think that one might get a couple more starts, and one was made it stink about being in the American League and over the summer Kolosov, and that was part of their plan to get him back, is maybe give him a good shot. Fedotov left the door open, quite frankly. I mean, I guess for him,
100%.
he left it open too much. Like he had to come in and really seal the deal, and I think that he didn't. And don't know if he knew that he was on such a short fuse. I don't know that. You would think you get a little bit of a longer test run, maybe through Thanksgiving. But they certainly made a decision there and are moving forward with it. Now, did they say are they keeping 3 on roster, or do they send somebody down?
Yeah, they're keeping 3 on the roster, at least for now.
That's hard too, because now you don't want to give up those American League games. You'd like one of those 2 Russian guys to be starting down in Lehigh,
exactly.
Right? And also, but maybe they told, it's never know how it's been framed to these guys and say, hey, we're gonna, we like both, we want to give all, you guys your shots, and we'll make a decision when we make a decision. So, I mean, those are your options, really. You send one down and, at least get some conditioning out of them this weekend, wherever Lehigh Valley's at, get one down there playing and have a couple games. And, but hey, I don't know. I mean, you got options, and it's whatever one you choose. You can't really say, it's teams have gone with 3 goalies, and I mean, unless one's waiver or eligible and they think that they might get taken, I don't know, and there's another reason. Maybe he's not eligible. Maybe he's eligible for waivers, and so they don't want to really run a risk it, and that could be a thing too. I'm not familiar with where he is in his waiver rights and all that. So, it's keep them happy. It's not like quarterbacks. It's hard to keep them happy sometimes, and they want to play. Yeah. And Harrison obviously took a step forward again with his game the other night. So, it's just finding enough starts for everybody to keep them happy, keep them sharp.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, for Kolosov, he can go down, because he's still on an ELC, so he could go down to the American League. But Fedotov is making 3.2, and as of right now, he's the highest paid goalie that they have. So I mean,
Okay.
he's loses the net. He's the highest paid goalie. They just gave him that contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of, and again, it's you're not paying him a ton of money, and again, they're still on a rebuild, so it's not like it doesn't really matter right now. You know what I mean? But it's something to think about. That's like, we just gave this guy this contract, and now he doesn't even have the net. But in terms of kind of where they're going, Mike, you made a point last game about but basically, asking the question like, if Torts, if they can win a 2-1 game, right? And can they? And then they actually did. You know what I mean? It was kind of crazy, kind of how it developed. Like the last time they won in Boston was in regulation, was Sean Couturier's NHL debut, 2011. The last shutout they had in Boston was, I believe it was January of 2006.
I was there for
And
that. Probably.
yep, you were. Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You
Jeff
have a
Carter
hat
scored
trick?
the
You
lone
might have had a
goal.
hat trick one of those games or something. I don't know. You had a hat trick there one of those games there. But
Who's that?
Forsberg.
Did
You
he?
might have had a hat trick around there somewhere. I think you had a hat trick in Boston.
Got it.
I don't know if it was that game or not. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, the last 20 games the Flyers played in Boston, the Bruins were 16-0-4 before going into that game on Tuesday. And as you mentioned, Bruins were kind of struggling, Flyers were kind of struggling. Like, let's kind of see who gets a win. The Bruins didn't look like how the Bruins normally look against the Flyers. You know what I mean? Like, they just looked off. And, that's part of, they've been struggling too. And Flyers got them at a good time. And, they had them again this weekend. But, yeah, no, I found that crazy. That was the last time that they won in regulation, and they ended up getting the win the other night too.
Yeah, that's kind of humbling. I was watching a broadcast and you gave up 5-on-3 right quick too, right? So it's like you gave Boston a huge chance to get out and lead and really, really, kind of play with fire a little bit with them. And,
Yeah.
you kind of got, you got away with it and kind of got, some decent defending and really, really good goaltending. And for me, kind of a little bit of a little moment that when it's not going your way, it's really not going your way. There was an exchange, Michkov. I don't know if it was on the power play, him and Ersson, the exchange behind their goal line.
Andre?
Or is it Andre?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They look alike. They're so hard to tell apart sometimes.
They do, yeah.
Quick if you're just glancing. They had that play. There's a little miscommunication. Puck bounced off the end boards, and Ersson was kicking it around. And, you saw his left skate, move back around. He lost the puck. He knew it was behind him, and he was just trying to,
sitting on the line.
And, when things aren't going your way as horribly as they may, that's kicked in your own net. Or you fall on it, and just your momentum knocks the puck in. And it's just like a self-inflicted, right? And so thankfully for him, his skate kind of swept around the puck, and he actually didn't touch it at all, and it just didn't have any kind of momentum to get over the line. And so that's when you get a kind of a feeling like, okay, well, the gods are trying to give us one here. We're trying to, we gotta lock this one down, And so that was kind of like the point where you're like, all right, well, maybe this is going to come in, and then a quick little empty netter, off, early into like a empty net against situation. So, it sort of got, the players don't care that it's been 16-0-4 or whatever, and all these stats and numbers, and they're just trying to scrape by a win. But yeah, that was my challenge. Like, I mean, are they good enough to play in a tight game? And that's certainly a really tough environment. Was Boston probably as good as they have been? No, in all fairness, but you got to start somewhere, and for that's a good feeling coming out of that rink. Not a lot of teams beat the Bruins 2-0. In Boston. That doesn't happen a lot. And it hasn't happened a lot in the last 5-6 years, So, you got to grasp on something, and it certainly makes this week a little more bearable, a little more, flight home's a little better. Everybody's got a little more smile, a little bit, again, couple that with a Minnesota win. And, okay, we scored some goals this week. We did that. We played some decent defense on the road. We did that. So, there's stuff to grasp onto as a team. Be like, hey, guys, like we got to do this. And I think it's great. I'm sure Torts made the point, hey, this is what's going to be every night for us, guys. We have to approach every game like this, and if we get 2, we're going to have to be able to defend. We've got to defend. We can't turn into 7-5. We're not going to order up 7 every night. We're not going to order up 3 or 4 every night. We've got to be able to defend games like this. So great teaching point for the coaches, great rallying cry, great time for people to grasp onto something and be like, hey, we can do this a little bit hey, we can play in the tough games. And sometimes young players, it's really hard. It's hard to play in tough games. It's hard to play in tight games on the road. It's hard. And
Yeah.
so it's something nice to grasp onto. So it's it makes the week a little more pleasant again, and you can settle into kind of the normal rhythm of the NHL season.
Exactly, 100%, and especially too, Mike, because like you mentioned, Boston was struggling, Flyers were struggling. It was like something's got to give here. And going back to your point on Andre, that really would have stinked if that ended up going in, because the pass, the assist on the Forrester goal, which that was his first in a while. It was good to see Forrester actually get on the board, but that was Andre's first NHL point. So that would have really stunk if that ends up going in and all that too. But yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I think the biggest thing is you can kind of just build off of it. Now you're coming home for 2 games. You just played the Bruins, who and they're still struggling. You're home again, home for these next 2 games, and also they got the mom's trip. And
Yeah.
let me ask you, I'm sure they did that when you were in the league, right? Like the moms and dad's trip.
Yeah, I think one of them kind of brought that up with Barry Hanrahan. So we did a mentor's trip. It was a father's trip at first, right? So, and I don't think they were doing it at the time. We kind of talked about it. Some of us, the older guys, so what's this? A lot of clubs are doing this. Let's do it. This was in 05, 6 in there. Of course, the Flyers said, yeah, let's go for it, And then they called it mentor's trip. So it wasn't like if, some guys like, I don't have, my father died when I was younger, so I bring my brother. So they said, okay, we can't call it a father's trip. We'll call it a mentor's trip, So then you do it for a couple years in a row. And then it's like, maybe your father can't make it that year, or he's got to work or something, you can bring a mentor, somebody who helped you, coach, or somebody, brother, somebody who helped you along the way. So then it evolved, and now teams have taken another level with the mom. So I don't know how my mom would have done on that trip. I don't know. She's watched a lot of hockey. She's watched myself, my brother, probably since the 1970s play hockey. And I still don't know if she knows what offside is. I think she only knows to ice the puck when you're shorthanded. That's it. I don't think she knows. So, I taken my mom on the trip might have been a little more like worrisome for me. I took my brother on. I was like, "You go, like I'll see you." Like I see you, and there's no way. I hope they're not sharing rooms with them, because I know, like with your mentor trip, I think you had either the option or you had to share your room with your mentor, your dad. And I'm sure that was probably too crazy. The dads come rolling in at 3 a.m. You're trying to sleep. You just tell them, shut up when you come in. I don't care what time you come in, but you better be quiet, because I'm stupid. They come rolling, and they were staying up till 3 a.m. for sure. They were all over, And so, but the moms, I don't know, man. They cannot be in the same room at all. That would, I don't know. That would be, that'd be hard to split a room with your mom at this point in life. That'd be really hard. So. Really?
That's fun.
That's funny. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's so funny.
All
right.
I wouldn't want her staying out till 3 a.m. either. Yeah, they beat you in bed. That'd be the problem too. That they'd be like, watching Dances with the Stars or something, and you're like, I'm trying to go. So.
Dancing with the Stars. Oh, that's funny.
Golden Bachelorette or something, So.
Yep. All right. PuckDoku now, Mike. So this is a custom board. This one is obviously out now on PuckDoku, so you can play this. This is essentially all guys from the 08 team that can fit on this board. There's all guys from that run, Mike, pretty much that era of, it's pretty much all of your teammates essentially that can fit on this. Guys we can think of to kind of fit in here, and people can kind of play along with us and see what the answers we get to. So this will be
so
interesting.
These are all guys
we did this before.
Our 07-8 team or 8-9 team?
This is 07-08.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Yeah, some of them obviously bleed over because they played in a couple of years, but like yourself. But yes, it pretty much most of the 07-08 team.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So I'm only using Flyers from 07-08. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. First one, upper left corner there. Columbus and Flyers. That's RJ Umberger, I would say.
That is a good one. There we go. Umberger. Yep.
50. I get some unique points out of that.
Yep.
50 points in a season. Does it have to be from that year, or is it anytime?
This is anytime. So anytime Flyer that has 50 points in a season.
Okay. Say Simone, say Forsberg.
Forsberg. Well, was he with no, he was a 607,
Oh, I don't know
right?
if you'd be on that team. Okay. Oh, so
Yeah.
that year would have been like, say, Mike Richards then.
Yeah, Richards.
Richards, yeah.
Just had Richie on too.
Yeah. There you go.
500 pins with the Flyers. That's Dan Carcillo, I think. Or no, that was a year after.
Who was on our team that had? So we had like Josh Gratton, Ben Eager.
Yeah.
Jesse Bowler.
Was Hatch?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Hatch. Yeah. Oh yeah,
yeah.
Hatch. Yeah, there in Hatcher. Yeah.
There we go. 1,000 games.
1,000 games and with Columbus.
50 points.
And played for Columbus.
This one, yeah. Did Prospel?
Is Jeff Sanderson on the team then?
I don't think so.
No,
I think that was 0607. I think.
708. Yeah, we're good. So that's when
Carter. Jeff Carter.
Yeah, Carter. Yeah, Jeff Carter. Yeah.
Okay. 50 points, 1,000 games. We could do that one as you because that fits.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
1,000 games, 500 pins.
Hatcher been a good.
Yeah, it would have been a good one for that one.
Jason Smith on that team? Jason Smith.
Yeah. Did he play 1,000 games?
I don't know.
I think.
What happens if? All right, let's pass for now. I'll come back to that one.
Oh, we got it. All right. That worked.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
50 games. 50 playoff games with Columbus. And also
Jake wasn't there yet, was he?
No.
He wasn't.
Did Prospel? I think Prospel did.
Try Vinny, yeah.
Yes.
100%. That's random.
Yeah. 50 games played in playoffs and 50 points in a season. Gagne?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Simone. Yeah. Why isn't he up there yet?
Yeah, right. And then this other one is 50 playoff games, 500 PIMs.
Would that be Was Hartnell on that team then?
Yeah, Hartnell. Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, 500
9
points.
from 9. Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet.
How many unique points did you have?
I forget. I think I was like 4. You know what? I have the picture. I think I was. Hold on. I got it here. I was 900. So we did better on this one. Yeah, we did better on this one.
Yeah, I showed up the roster in front of me. I didn't cheat. We didn't cheat. If I had the roster in front of me, there would have been somebody.
Yep.
All right, not bad effort. Not bad.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, no, definitely shout out to PuckDoku and the guys over there for making this one. It was a lot of fun. And hope you guys enjoyed playing. All right, Mike, we got one last thing here. Trivia, like we always do every week. This one I think I might stump you again here. I don't know. So how many total points did the Deuces Wild line put up together?
So you went game by game? So you're saying game by game. Okay. Because I know like you just add up
just total.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's got to be time being played.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to say. So I'll say about 150. I'm going to say 150 plus another 75. I'm going to say. I'm going to say 150. 150.
You're close.
Say yes. I'm saying so. Say Simone scores and Simone and Peter and I had an assist. That would be 3 points.
3, yes.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just total points.
Close. I'm going to go
Yeah. So it's just
Yeah,
total
total
points
all.
from all. Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys together as
I
one. Yeah.
said I think somewhere around 150.
You're
Somewhere around
close. It's 162.
Oh my god, good guess.
Yeah.
Not
Yep.
bad. Not bad.
You were
I don't even know
close.
how I came up with that, but that's
Yeah.
good. That's not bad.
No, it
Yeah,
is good.
I say that's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's season, and then kind of like a half maybe. I think like Peter was kind of started battling his foot and stuff. I think it was the second year, and then we finished kind of poorly. So maybe full season, and then probably maybe a third or so quarter of the next year, and then he really started running into trouble. Yeah, it gets me thinking. Like we had enough in the tank there that we could have, could have had a decent run there if he would have stayed healthy. Yeah, really healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, really good if he stayed healthy. Yeah, we had a
Mhm.
decent thing going there. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Guess you're happy it happened. Happy it happened. So
Yeah. Right.
there was, you like to think you don't get many times when you play with players like that.
Mhm.
You get a chance to play with Simone and Peter and run with it a little bit, find a little combination that works. So that would have been, I would have liked to run with that a little bit more. But
Yeah.
who knows? Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. No, I hear you. Especially too, because it was a pretty exciting time and all that kind of went into it too. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. All right.
Oh,
Episode 8.
yeah.
How we feeling, Mike? Good.
We're good, buddy. We're good. Enjoyed getting back in and watching the games a little closer. Like a little more of an eye to it. So
Yep.
figure I got ESPN Plus. I might as well use it a little bit more. So
Are you trick or treating tonight? Anything exciting for Halloween?
I am not. I'm avoiding it. I'm leaving. I'm going on the ice. I'm going to go to my youth practices. I'm like, I gotta get out of here. My daughter and my wife will run it tonight, but I have to go get the big bars. And we have a bunch of candy. We got to get some of the big bars.
What's your favorite Halloween candy?
Oh, people, everybody debates the candy corn, and I'm surprised you didn't ask that in your trivia. Everybody debates candy corn, and I love candy corn. I do, and I like the pumpkins. Yeah. I do.
Yeah,
I know probably only like 20% of people like candy corn, but
I like candy corn. I like candy corn. Yeah, it's good.
I know everybody's like, I hate it. It's disgusting. I love it.
Would you have it over chocolate?
I don't like coconut and all that. Don't like.
Yeah, me neither. Would you have it over chocolate, candy corn?
Over chocolate? No.
Yeah, like would you rather have?
Oh, have it instead of.
Yeah.
It feels like lighter to me. It feels like I'm cheating on not as many calories, but gotta watch my calories a little bit. But no, over chocolate. Don't like chocolate ice cream. I like Hershey's chocolate. I like Hershey's brand chocolate.
Okay.
And don't really care for like chocolate donuts, especially. I'd rather have a glazed donut, but chocolate in like Hershey's form. Yeah, Hershey's chocolate.
You like the Reese's peanut butter cups?
Reese's peanut butter cups, Snickers, Hershey
Kit Kat,
Kisses. Yeah,
yeah,
candy corn. Yeah, Twix like that. So
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I know. I'm 50 years old. I know it's all these candies. It shouldn't be. Right when we're done here, I'm going over there and I'm going to go get something. Here we go. I'll be right back. I'll tell you what I come back with.
All right. Just the bowl on the floor. Oh, that's funny. What'd you grab?
Show you what I got right here. Hershey's.
There you go.
Oh, Hershey's that way. Yeah, Hershey's.
Mm-hmm.
Reese's, like you said. Snickers.
Nice.
Snickers, yeah.
There you go. Some of the best ones.
Yeah, got them.
All right. Thanks everybody again. This is Mike down to Reese's Cup. Thanks everybody again. No, Snickers, sorry. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, thanks everybody again for all support as always. Check out the pod and everything. It's been a lot of fun. And we'll talk to you guys all again next week. See you guys.
Happy Halloween.